The wisdom of Vanaprastha Ashrama. In ancient India, when couples took up Vanaprastha Ashrama, they often withdrew together and lived a very simple, back to basics kind of life until their death. This was to ensure that they died well or had a good death. Now, to the modern mind, this may sound very harsh and illogical. After all, it appears that when you are young and healthy, when you can rough it out, you are allowed to live in well-built homes with all the comforts and in midst of the society. But when you are approaching old age, when you are ailing and infirm, you are required to give up everything and live in the forest, fending for yourself. But if you look at it deeply, there is a lot of wisdom in this practice. It was one simple way to ensure that even people who did not have the mastery to drop their body at will could attain a good death. This practice has its origin in the Varnasrama system, where they looked deeply at human nature. They took into considerations all the aspects of human life, one's needs, capabilities, and possibilities, and evolved a set of guidelines that ensured the well being of the individual and the society. Accordingly, they designated the nature of the activity to be performed and the ideals to be pursued during each of these stages of life. This division of stages was not hard and fast, but more in terms of broad guidelines as to what to emphasize upon at each phase of one's life, nor were all the stages compulsory. One could skip one or two stages and go on to the next, depending upon one's inclination. Vanaprastha ashrama does not mean challenging yourself with many harsh hardships in your old age. There is no point doing that because anyone will break under sufficiently tough conditions. Essentially, the idea of Vanaprastha ashrama was to withdraw from a place that has four walls. You don't want to live in four walls because it creates a certain illusion, a sense of immortality. Maybe because you are already in a box, you are already in a coffin, it feels like you are forever. The four walls of your home create a false sense of immortality, but you will see if you just sleep outdoors, you will feel so vulnerable. Even if you don't understand this, your very body will understand this very clearly when you sleep outdoors. Maybe most of you don't experience anything because you are sitting in your room with your music turned on or glued to your phones. But if you are out in the jungle, just one storm with all the lightning, thunder, rain, and the wind, and you will see how vulnerable the human body is. Even in just one night, if you stay out, suddenly a certain wisdom will arise within you. So, Vanaprastha ashrama meant being in communion with the Vana or forest. The fundamental idea is that after living in a home all your life, now as the end nears, you move closer to nature and be aware of this vulnerability. People build homes in the first place not to make themselves immortal, but because a human child is not designed to grow up outdoors completely. Unlike other animals, it takes some time for human body and mind to get to a certain level of maturity. We have seen this happen here. A mother elephant delivered a calf near the yoga center gate. She just stood there around the baby for 3 days, and after that, both of them just walked away into the jungle. This is a natural thing for them. This is not the case with a human child. A human child needs a few years of nurture and protection. So, we did some things like building a home for this protection, and we put in more and more protection. We did overprotection and super overprotection. That is a different matter. But essentially, the idea of wanting to build a home came because the children cannot endure the outdoors. So at that time, along with the children, the adults also enjoyed the comfort of four walls, which is fine. But then they had enough sense to understand, if I live like this, I live with a lie, thinking I am immortal. So, to make it very clear, not just intellectually, but in every way, the first thing is to step out of four walls. This is why sadhus and sannyasis never sleep in any built areas. When they sleep, they will only sleep under a tree. If the weather is very harsh, they will sleep in a cave or some naturally protected place. But they will not go into buildings and sleep. Even if they build buildings, they build just the roof, the sides are open. Even if they build walls, they are always mud walls. The idea is that you must be in touch with the earth, you must be in touch with the elements. It constantly reminds the body. The understanding may not be there in your head, but the arrangement will constantly remind your body that you are just a pop up and you will go back. This is the idea. There is a great benefit in this. I have seen this with mountaineers. There is a certain quality about them that is hard to come by otherwise. Recently, I met a bunch of European and American mountaineers who have scaled many mountains in South America and the Alps. When I met them, I just felt the way they are. There is a certain stillness and ease about them, which comes after enormous amount of sadhana. It takes a lot of work to get there, but every day risking their life, every day not knowing whether they will live today or not, has brought a certain stillness and ease in them. You understand you are mortal. You know if you want to make one mistake, you are dead. Just because people go to Vanaprastha ashrama, it does not mean they are going there to die. It means they have become conscious that they have to die. Vanaprastha ashrama is to bring a deep sense of mortality home to this body. Once this body is completely conscious it is mortal, it will arrange itself properly. Suddenly you will view everything, property, money, relationships, and all that from a distance. You understand this is a wave that you created for your survival. This is very important because without that, a human being will live a very idiotic life. If it knows it is mortal, it calibrates itself well. It will live much longer. It will not foolishly waste its energies. We have seen this happening not so much in India, but in the US. People who moved into the Isa Institute of Inner Sciences, Tennessee, became much healthier. In the yoga center in India, when we opened the Vanaprastha ashrama, most people who moved in were young, so it may not be so visible, but there many of the people who moved in were already over 65, some of them even 70. You can see that in the last 8 to 10 years they have become so much fitter, younger and healthier. They look so much better and stronger than ever before, simply because of living outdoors. Of course, there is yoga that they are practicing, but they are also in good shape because they are constantly walking up and down, working in the forest, and being exposed to the elements. Another reason Vanaprastha ashrama came into practice was because it is not good for people to die at home in the midst of their family and their relative. Right now in the world, people consider an unattended death to be bad. People think that when they die, the entire family should be around them. That is the worst way to die because you are looking at all these familiar faces and still connecting to the same reality you are now departing from. When you are at home among family members, two things happen. your body gets connected with every other body there. I am not talking about physical or psychological connections, those will be there. Beyond that, also, your body will develop certain connections. Secondly, a family or a home means a whole lot of over organization of life for today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. When you live at home or with your family, you will get sucked into it. This connection with the other bodies and the over organization of life will create an enhanced sense of self in a person. This will make it very difficult to let go of things. Moreover, if you die among the family, you will die with a huge sense of attachment, which is not good for what happens after. You must understand, family does not mean attachment alone. If at the last moment of your life you look at your son, daughter, wife, or husband, it is not just love but many other things that will come within you, because the relationship has not been only about love. Now, all those memories and emotions will also come, which again is not a good thing to happen. This is why, in this culture, people wanted to die in a space of non attachment. They wanted to die in a way that had nothing to do with their body, their attachments, their struggles, and their things. They wanted to die in a space which was more spiritual in nature. Even in the olden times, not everyone took to the forests like Dhritarashtra and his family did. Most people moved into one of the ashrams, of which there were many in various parts of the country. In today's condition, for the Vanaprastha ashrama, you don't want to go into the forest and take a chance with forest fires or elephants or tigers. Before you die, they may kill you. Or even more likely is that the forest department may arrest you for trespassing. Yes, Vana means forest, but Vana also can mean garden. So it is best to withdraw into a protected outdoor space. If dying in nature is not possible, the next best option is to withdraw from everyone that you know, particularly relatives and close friends. It is best not to have anything around you that reminds you of the life that you have lived. Set aside your relationships and whatever runanubandha you have, even gods and goddesses are not necessary, because that also is runanubandha, a relationship that you have created. If you have built sufficient awareness, the best way to go is that no one attends to you. If you have not built the necessary awareness, then you may feel terrified when the moment comes. You may want someone to hold your hand. It is all right. If not in awareness, you will live at least with little bit of love or comfort. It is okay, but you should keep this to the minimum. So when is the right time to move into Vanaprastha ashrama? In the tradition, they said after you are 48 years of age, or when you have completed 4 solar cycles, it is time for you to enter Vanaprastha ashrama. In today's world, that age may not reflect that stage of life. Moreover, these stages of life can occur differently to different people. So, the chronological age is not the criteria. After a point in life, one should make an assessment of one's situation at every stage in life. It happened once. There were 2 women entrepreneurs in Bangalore. One day, the 2 of them met over coffee. In the course of the conversation, one of them said, "I insist that all the people who work for me must take 1 week vacation every 6 months. The other one asked, "Wow, why is that so? Isn't it expensive to do that?" She said, No, that is the only way I know who are the people I can do without." So every once in a while, after every stage of your life, it is good to re-examine one's situation, it is good to check how relevant you are to the situation around you, what your priorities in life are, and whether it is time for you to withdraw. And as we saw earlier, moving into Vanaprastha ashrama is not about going to die, it is to live your life with certain kind of awareness and preparation so that death can happen in the best possible manner. This is not an invitation to death, but a profound acceptance of the human condition.